Hey guys, welcome back to my video series on Spider-Man and the One Moment in Time storyline arc written by Joe Quesada, and we're getting into it. And last video I talked about the issue, which was the first one, that explained why Peter Parker never got married to Mary Jane, how they weren't married, and I basically said that I didn't have any real complaints with how they did that, how they made that storyline work. It's pretty much believable for me, but here's where I really have a problem. Here's where I disagree, and I can't connect with the story. Is in this next issue when they talk about what happened to Aunt May, and basically it was the same storyline. Everything that happened in Civil War remained the same, and Peter Parker, revealing himself, revealing his identity on camera, as requested by Iron Man, and in coalition with the government, he revealed himself in front of live television that he was Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Okay, so that happened, and then he had a change of heart, and he, everything that happened in Civil War. Basically, if you didn't read Civil War, Spider-Man had a change of heart and didn't agree with the Superhuman Registration Act, and he became a fugitive that way. And so that led to him being shot at by snipers that were hired by the Kingpin. Snipers were hired to take out Peter Parker, and they ended up missing and hitting Aunt May. So Aunt May had a gunshot wound that would have proved to have been fatal, and not even Dr. Strange would be able to heal her, even though Peter would go and try to take her to Dr. Strange in order for Dr. Strange to heal her, but he wasn't able to do that. Okay, that was in Amazing Spider-Man back in November 2007. Okay, so now the difference is that instead of taking her to Dr. Strange to be healed, Spider-Man, or actually Peter Parker, ends up performing CPR on Aunt May. What happens is she's there in the hospital bed. She starts flatlining. He decides impulsively to give her CPR for some reason. No idea why he would do that, but he gives her CPR, and that brings her back. So she's no longer flatlining. I don't know how CPR can save you from a gunshot wound. That doesn't make any sense at all to me. If you're dying from a gunshot wound, CPR is not going to save your life. So I guess maybe you have to assume that Mephisto's magical powers had some sort of manipulation to that. But there's nothing really in the comic book that would suggest that. You have to assume that on your own. So that's kind of a mistake or a discredit to the writing. That, and also the part that I have a problem with, is Peter Parker revealing his identity in Civil War, and then Dr. Strange just goes and erases everyone's memory of that, even Iron Man and Captain America and all those guys. So he erases everyone's memory of Spider-Man being Peter Parker, but he doesn't really erase their memory of Spider-Man revealing himself in front of television cameras. So people still remember that Spider-Man revealed himself. They just don't remember who was under the mask, and that doesn't make any sense to me. If you're going to go and make it so that no one remembers who Spider-Man is, you should have just retconned the events that happened in Civil War and made it so that Spider-Man never actually took his mask off in front of the camera. And I wish they had handled it that way, but they didn't. So that's a big thumbs down in my book. And yeah, the whole thing about, Mary Jane got injured by a sniper too, and Peter Parker took her to Dr. Strange, and Dr. Strange was able to heal her, but for some reason Dr. Strange wasn't able to heal or save the life of Aunt May. And that's where I have a problem too. Okay, if he can do that, if he can heal Mary Jane, why can't he heal Aunt May? Doctor Strange's powers are just too undefined, and anytime he uses magic in a storyline, it's just kind of a cheap way out. Alright, but anyway, that's my review on One Moment in Time. Hope you enjoyed this video series, and I look forward to your comments. Thanks for watching.